If I were to list my top interests, you may not be surprised that they'd probably be photography, filmmaking, and tech, especially if you've watched any of the videos on this channel. And that's why I talk about the iPhone so much. It's a perfect convergence of those, and I really enjoy it for photography, filmmaking, and tech. And so I wanted to make a tool that could help improve that workflow. So for the past 7 or 8 months, I've been working very closely with Condor Blue to develop something unique and different. It's called the Stalman clamp. And at the time I'm recording this, I'm still working with prototypes, so there's some things that'll be ironed out, and even this box isn't the final box yet. While we were designing this, I constantly was thinking about the modern creative professional that doesn't worry so much about the size of their camera. They understand that the impact of their photography or their filmmaking is all about the idea and the story they tell. And right now, a lot of those stories are being told on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. You've already heard me say so many times, the iPhone 15 Pro is amazing, especially for filmmaking. It's going to open up a lot of new avenues for creatives all over the place. And that's why we designed this clamp with it specifically in mind. But I know a lot of you guys watching may not have one. So Condor Blue is giving away an iPhone 15 Pro. And I'm going to tell you how to get one towards the end of this video. But don't look at anybody pretending to me in the comments. If there's any fake comments about the giveaway, that's not me. You're going to interact over on Instagram. But yeah, you'll find out more later. This is the first clamp to prioritize vertical. I'll walk you through all the details we thought about while we designed it and how it might be able to improve your workflow. So first, let's get our phones mounted in here. And this is designed specifically for the iPhone 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max. And it took so many design iterations to get to the idea of holding it this way because it just seemed kind of impossible at first. It was a really bold decision, but once we went in this direction, I started getting really excited. One thing that makes it unique, and part of the reason that it's really designed for iPhone 15, is underneath here, there is a USB-C adapter. This adapter can support absolutely anything you throw at it. Fast charging up to 240 watts, which is more than the phone will support, 40 gigabits a second, 8K video. I mean, this is overrated for what we need. And once the adapter is in, you can close it back up with this magnetic clip that is very satisfying to close. The clamp is available in 2 colors, both space gray and raven black. So what makes these different? There are so many clamps out there already. Why did we need one more? Well, my priority here, again, like I said, was a vertical mounting solution, but also something that fits incredibly well with the phone. So I wanted to keep all of the corners very rounded so that it can still easily fit inside your pocket without banging against your leg or being uncomfortable or it slips into your camera bag. Like you can just kind of keep this on all day, where I found every other clamp that I've worked with, I just want to take it off all the time. Or there's some of the larger rigs that fit all around the phone. Those work great for a larger setup, but you can't put it in your pocket. It was very important that I could still use this as a phone, throw it in my pocket, move it around quickly, and stay mobile while I'm recording. We made sure that the case has plenty of clearance around all of the lenses, so even when you're using the widest lens, it has no negative impact on the image. If you look to the bottom, we have a standard Arca Swiss mount, so you don't have to add any additional mounting plates. Most standard tripods will just accept this as it is. No additions required, but of course there still is a standard 1/4-20 screw on the bottom here. These locating pins will keep it completely secure so it also won't rotate or slip out of position. And details like that are part of why I was so happy to work with Condor Blue on this, because they're making rigs for big professional cameras like the Arri Alexa or the Red V-Raptor, or I use them on my Lumix as well. They make pro gear, and so they know the standards that are used in the rest of the industry, and we've brought them all to these clamps. So again, you can see on the back we have another space for a 1/4-20 with 2 locator pins. This is so versatile for various setups. I'll show you how a few of them work. All right, let's test out a few of my favorite setups for the Stalman clamp. This is one that I'll be using all the time, and it's simply mounting a wireless mic receiver to the back of the iPhone. I've needed this for YouTube. I know a lot of TikTokers do street interviews where you're just talking to somebody and the camera is far away. This keeps the audio quality extremely high, and you have a secure, permanent attachment for your microphone on the back of the camera. So far, I've tested it with the Rode system, Anchor, and the DJI wireless mic systems. They all work perfectly. Anything with USB-C should be compatible. Now switch to a more discreet lav microphone. And one of the things you need to do to get the most quality out of the iPhone 15 is shoot in log ProRes. And we're doing that right now using the Blackmagic camera app. And it is very data intensive. It takes up a ton. So a helpful thing to add is a hard drive. This is one of my favorite ways to rig up the camera. It's kind of crazy, but it makes for a really nice rig. So this is the Condor Blue Pro Blade that is attached through a series of both NATO clamps and a standard 15-inch rail. So now when you shoot those higher quality files, you can be saving everything to this SanDisk ProBlade disc that is sitting inside, which easily can insert into your computer afterwards. This is such a seamless workflow, so you're just filling up the drive that you can then later be editing from. It is so incredibly powerful, not to mention that it looks awesome. Another rig for recording externally that I really like is that Condor Blue recently teamed up with Angelbird to create this little recording unit on the back. The one I'm using takes CF Express Type B cards. You can also get an SD card reader version, and then your files are safely recorded to a card, just like you're using a bigger camera. I love that it just fits in line with the phone. Like, this is a really nice unit to be working with. The only thing that's still kind of missing is a really clean way of having a USB hub out of here. I've attached some different ones in various ways, but I'm still working on an ultimate build out for that. If you guys have any recommendations, let me know in the comments below. But also, if you end up picking one of these up, I would love to see what kind of rig you're able to build with it. So hit me up with that in the comments too. So we worked very carefully to find just the right tension on these springs that's going to hold any phone, and also the texture, shape, and size of all of these pads that press against the phone. You can see I've been using them without a case so far, but again, if you watch my channel, you know, like, I use a lot of cases. So let's test them out. Because to me, these clamps have to adapt to your workflow. You're not going to change your life just to fit into some new phone clamps. So here first is kind of a medium-sized leather Nomad case. One reason that this has held on to phones stronger than any other clamp that I've used is that USB-C in the bottom, which just creates this extra anchor point so that it does not move. Like, there is very little wiggle room, even with a large case like this. And let's step it up even larger. This is the Nomad rugged case, very chunky, and it still fits great. The one thing you want to check out on these bigger cases is make sure that you've securely pushed that USB adapter in before you close it up, because, you know, there's more distance. And that's actually why, just so you know, that's why this is loose when you get it, because to maximize compatibility, it has to be able to move around in here. And we also tested with Casetify cases. A huge priority is making sure that as clamps, these are totally rock solid, and I'm so happy with how that turned out. And for comparison, this is a clamp I got from Amazon that I'd been using a lot up until I got the Stalman clamps. And you can see there's just a lot more play, like there's so much more rotation. And to me, when I'm locking a camera down, I need it to not move. But when I press the record button, if I'm changing the position of my camera, even when it's tight, that's a problem. And I'm glad that that is just a non-issue with the Stalman clamps. Now, remember when I said Condor Blue is giving away an iPhone 15 Pro? Well, this is how you get one. You're gonna head over to Instagram, make sure that you're following both me and Condor Blue, and you're gonna look for this post and comment on it. That's all. And then you are entered to win. It will either be my real account or Condor Blue reaching out to you, and we won't ask for anything. If somebody's asking you for Bitcoin or money or to telegram them, like, we don't use Telegram or WhatsApp or what, this will be directly through Instagram. So follow us over there. This has been huge for me. I've been on YouTube for over a decade now, and this is the first physical product that I made. And I'm so glad that it's something that I want to use, that I needed in my workflow. So let me know if it's something you guys need to. I'd love to hear feedback on what it's like to use the clamp for anybody that picks one up. Go follow Condor Blue and me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.